Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, January 20th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. We had two unconfirmed Google algorithm updates after those confirmed updates rolled out. Performance Max Experiments is rolling out right now in Google Ads. Search Console has some changes as well, and we'll get into all of that, plus a lot more. So definitely stay tuned. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Wix. I just love what they're doing with SEO. From the Wix SEO Content Hub to the Search Up podcast, let alone all the new SEO features in Wix. It's just a great platform, and I'm really excited to see what they announce constantly throughout the months, years, and so forth. So good job, Wix, and thanks for sponsoring. Okay, so first up, like I said, we had a couple of unconfirmed Google search algorithm updates. One was on Wednesday, which was January 18th. Again, unconfirmed. We saw the trackers all spike up. We also saw a lot of chatters spike up. And then we also saw one on the weekend, I believe like a Saturday, Sunday type of punch, January 14th. This was literally 2 days after Google said the helpful content update and the link spam update from December were actually completed on January 12th. So on January 14th, we saw another pretty big spike. A lot of people noticed this as well. A lot of SEO chatter and a lot of the tools showing significant fluctuations there as well. So if you saw any fluctuations on the 14th and on the 18th or so, you're definitely not unknown. A lot of people noticed it, but Google did not confirm any Google algorithm updates. John Mueller also said that Google quality updates can impact your crawling and indexing of your website. This is not new, but he had to say it again. We covered this, I don't know, probably close to a dozen times. But again, after a quality update, core update, product reviews update, helpful content update, et cetera, it could impact your performance. It could impact your crawling and indexing of your website, not just your rankings. So keep that in mind. Google Search Console announced a couple things this week. One is that their products filter in the performance report. So if you go to the search appearance feature in Search Console's in performance report for search, and you click on search appearances and you filter by products only, you may see an increase in clicks and impressions because now Google's picking up on products that don't have structured data. Google said starting on January 6th, which was just announced this week, but they said on January 6th they made a change to the report where sites may see an increase in impressions and clicks for product results search appearance types of their site. Google added this is because Google now includes products found only in a page content without associated product structured data. So keep that in mind. Google's now picking up on more products specifically for that report. I believe they've been doing this in search for a while, but now Google's actually reporting on it. And yesterday afternoon, Google actually updated the Search Console video indexing report to improve the thumbnail indexing issues errors. So now instead of it just blanketing showing you a missing thumbnail error, that missing thumbnail error may stay the same, or it may change to a new error that's more descriptive of what the error is. Google said they basically said Search Console can now more accurately classify thumbnail indexing images. As a result, you may see a reassignment of the missing thumbnail issues to be a more specific type of issue. The total number of affected videos should remain the same. So the number of video errors should not increase, but Google may realign the errors you had previously with the new error that's more descriptive. A couple weeks ago, Gary from Google said that if your robots.txt file serves up a 400 type of status code, 404, whatever status code, it's like Google can't access that file and it will ignore the robot.txt rules, the directives there. So make sure not to serve a 400 status code. Pretty simple PSA, but if you are, just keep that in mind. John Mueller said that publishing frequency does not make something spam. If you publish too infrequently, if you publish too frequently, just because you're publishing a certain volume of content doesn't make your content spam. It depends on the content itself. So don't worry about that. Google's John Mueller talked more about the head again this week. Last week we spoke about who wants to keep your JavaScript clean, your head section clean in your HTML file from JavaScript, and he went into more about this because there was a lot of discussion around this. So if you want to learn about what he said more, I can't go into all of this video. It's probably a video by itself. Definitely check it out on January 16th. I posted on seroundtable.com. He goes through in detail why he thinks that your JavaScript should not be in the head section, as well as why you should keep your head section clean. Google Search Console will also unlikely event that there would ever be an increase in the quota of the request indexing feature. So if you go to the URL inspection tool and the URL inspect the specific URL, then you can actually click request indexing. That feature is a quota. You can't do it too many times in a single day or single month. And that quota is not going to change. John Mueller said, given how much junk we see submitted there, I don't see us increasing those limits. So it's not going to happen. But keep in mind, again, this is something that Google changed a couple years ago because of spam, and I doubt they'll go ahead and increase it either. The big news this week on the ad side is that Google has released and has started rolling out Performance Max experiments in the Google ad system. So it used to be you could do other search campaign types and experiments. Now you can actually do Performance Max, which is a big deal for a lot of advertisers. Thank you, Gore Aziz, for spotting this. Appreciate it. Google Business Profiles now lets you add, in beta at least, more attribute details to your attributes. So if you want to go ahead and say you have vegetarian options or your dietary restrictions or wheelchair accessibility, you can actually offer specific more details. You can type in more details so they can actually tell your users in Google Local what that means to be wheelchair accessible or to be vegetarian options, et cetera, et cetera. So this is actually spotted by Claudia T. So it's pretty cool, and I think this is a pretty cool feature. It's beta right now, so you might not see it, but some people are seeing it now. There is an issue with the Google Business Profile image server rejecting uploads of images. This is on and off for the past several weeks or so. Still seems to be an issue, so if you are getting a server rejection issue when uploading, you are not alone. Also, Google is testing moving the Order Online button in the search results snippet for a specific search result that has local intent with ordering online from the bottom of the actual snippet to the top. This was spotted by Ben Hagelman, who actually credited Daniel Frank for spotting this as well. So it's a pretty cool find, and moving that placement up to the top will probably increase the online orders for that specific business. Google Local launched a feature probably a few months ago where it lets you go ahead and check the wait time for a specific restaurant or a specific location to see how long it takes to wait there. News spotted this, but supposedly this was going on for a while now. Brian said this, he spotted this back in 2022. Tim Caper said this was going on for a while, but most businesses do not actually go ahead and actually put that information in there to feed it to Google. So if you do put that information in there to feed it to Google, Google will show it. So the check wait time button is pretty cool. Google has discontinued and stopped showing insights for Google Posts. Google Posts are the things you can post onto your Google Updates, Google Local Posts, Google, whatever you want to call them, where you can actually post updates about your business in Google Local. And it used to show you how well those business posts, Google Posts, or Google Updates actually performed in Google Search and Google Local. That is gone now. There's no longer showing you views and insights. They used to show it. This was spotted by Mike Blumenfeld, and it seems to be gone. Google Maps has posted new documentation around Google posting restrictions, specifically for user-generated content. This was spotted by Colin for spotting this, and he basically goes through the short-term restrictions for posting these types of user-generated content, long-term restrictions, partial and full restrictions, and why some places may not have posts at all or old posts. So basically it's going through more about the guidelines of why certain issues happen when Google people are posting user-generated content to Google Local and Google Maps results. Microsoft Bing is testing a feature that Google launched a couple months ago for topics, dynamic topic search refinements at the top bar. This is pretty cool. This is spotted by Kashul, and here's a screenshot of that as well. Again, Google launched this a few months back, but now it looks like Bing is testing this as well. Google has dropped the playable podcast rich snippets, rich results that they launched several years ago in list view. Now it's actually just showing the carousel, and it's no longer showing the list view of those podcasts. This is a big feature that a lot of podcast lovers love, and it seems to be missed. This was spotted by 9to5 Google, but there's a lot of commentary from folks like Glenn Gabe, Morty Oberstein, and Azim about this because they love their podcasts. And Google Search is testing perspectives and opinions, and not the old Google perspectives like we saw before, but it's basically like a way to feature more articles about a certain topic. This is published by Kashul as well, and you can see this as perspectives and opinions about a certain topic, which is pretty cool and a nice label. Also, as I started recording this video, I noticed that Google announced that they are laying off about 6% of their workforce. I think it's about 12,000 jobs. Biggest layoff I think they've done ever, if I'm correct. Again, I'm not prepared for this. In any event, I do hope anybody we know in the Google who work for Google are not impacted by this update or by this by this layoff. I think they should know by now, and it is pretty sad news. But it seems like we're in pretty tough times. In any event, wishing all to our Google friends and a great, healthy, safe, and amazing weekend for everybody. And I'll speak to you guys next. Bye-bye. And thank you for Wix for sponsoring, of course. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.